Well, hey, y'all. This Crazy Nurse Granny here. We're Crazy Nose Crazy. How's everybody doing out there in the YouTube world today? Now, listen. Crazy Nurse Granny is going to be serious today because I feel like there is a big problem out there in the YouTube world that affected me in my life, in my marriage. And that problem is what is called gaslighting. Now, if any of you have ever seen that movie, it's an old movie that's called Gaslighting, you'll kind of have an idea of what it is. But what it is when someone that is in your life, and it can even be the media, or it can be a friend, or it can be a very close family member or husband or wife. Now, gaslighting is when someone tries to make you believe that your reality and your truth is not real. And they use techniques that cause you to start questioning your own belief systems, your own memory, and your own thoughts and feelings about things. And it can be very harmful to individuals in any circumstance. Now, they have found that these techniques are used a lot by sociopaths and narcissistic personalities. And I think that we've got some people in the YouTube world that are gaslighting. And you know what? It makes gaslighting pretty easy, especially if someone is sitting up there on their pedestal behind the screen and you're watching them, and they have the ability to speak and speak and speak and say whatever they want, and they can just block you or delete you or not even acknowledge your comment. So, gaslighting could definitely be done in that circumstance because people that do it, they like to take your power away. And if they're able to control what you're able to put out there in the conversation, and they're able to discount everything that you say, and then delete you so you can't defend yourself, then you leave feeling confused, bewildered, hurt, and just not able to even speak up for yourself. And that's a horrible way to feel. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be involved with anyone who's taking advantage of me in that way and they're making money off of me. I think if they want me to watch them, they should at least have the respect to listen to someone else's facts and truth and not try to demonstrate that they are the all-knowing gods, because they're not. Now, I know a lot of people who might be watching this video might be familiar with a YouTuber named Golightly. Now, just because I'm using her as an example, and if you don't have anything to do with her, please don't turn off this video, because this is a big problem in relationships and in your everyday life. Okay, now, let me say that gaslighting is something that can be done in severe ways and also not quite as severe. So it's not always the same severity of gaslighting. But as long as you're aware that the gaslighting is happening and you stay true to yourself and do not accept the other person's words and facts as your reality, you're more likely to be okay. For instance, if a YouTuber is sitting up there on their screen talking and they keep preaching the truth and discounting anyone who has a different opinion, after a period of time, everyone's going to just start listening to the what that person has to say, and they're eventually going to demean and cancel anyone who disagrees with them in any way. So that gives them power over large groups of people. And I'm going to give you an example of gaslighting that I saw Molly Golightly do. Okay, she was doing a chat where she was bragging about a lot of things that she had purchased and about her YouTube income coming in. And someone asked her a question about her shopping and her money. Well, she got very offended and she started saying, "That's a rude question. That's none of your business. What are you doing asking questions like that?" And of course, there were a lot of cheerleaders in the comments that were saying, "Hey, you're rude, shut up. The person came back and said, "Molly, I'm sorry, you misunderstood my question. I'm autistic and we have trouble expressing ourselves. And I'm sorry if you misunderstood me." Then Molly continued to say, "Oh, now you're coming back with an ignorant excuse. That's rude. You're ignorant. What is your problem? That is inappropriate." Then the person apologized 2 more times, and half the people in the chat were cheering Molly on of her abuse of this person in the chat, while a few people were saying, "Molly, she apologized 3 times. She apologized." And Molly replied to that as, "Oh yeah, she just gave a stupid excuse for her stupid comment." Okay, and then she's blocked or deleted. Okay, how do you think that person went away feeling? She went away feeling abused. She went away feeling defeated. She went away feeling confused because she had made a statement. It had been misinterpreted. She explained herself, and then the voice kept belittling her and getting the crowd to cheer her on, and the person who was alone in the chat was defeated when they were blocked. So that person was left frustrated, alone, and without a voice. And all she did was ask a question. And you see, that's what gaslighters do. If you ask them any questions that challenges their truth, which they want everyone to believe, then what they do is they try to belittle you and make you feel ignorant just because you have a question or a different opinion. So if a lot of people see someone being treated that way, then what does that do? It makes them afraid to ask any questions that might upset the person in charge. It makes them afraid to give their true opinion, and they need to just fall in line and follow the leader and continue to be a good member of the group and do not ruffle the feathers. So then everyone in that group starts to believe the ideas and the beliefs of the person who is the one all powerfully speaking, because if one person dares to speak up, they see how they're treated. So the other people will tend to not to speak their own truth, and then they start to believe the truths of the other person because no one else gets to state an opinion but one person. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I don't think I would ever want to be a part of a situation like that. It just seems to be too much cult behavior. Now, there are 4 things that you can do with an individual that is using gaslighting to try to control you. And they try to control you for the power. Okay? Number 1 is you need to make sure that you remain defiant. And that means that if you know something to be true, and they keep trying to explain to you that your truth is not true, you have to get defiant and angry, because that gives you the power to stick with your truth. And that's very important, that you do not allow other people to dictate what your truth is. Number 2, gaslighters like to bully people. For instance, if you ask a gaslighter, "Why did you get home late last night?" they will try to avoid answering a question by throwing another question at you and say, "Well, why did you get home late last week?" But you have to continue to ask the same question over and over. No, why did you get home late last night? And they will try to divert you and change the subject and distract you from getting the answer that you want. But you have to keep repeating yourself over and over and over again to a gaslighter. Number 3 is, okay, you have to let go of wishing that a gaslighter's behavior is ever going to be different. Because if you think that the behavior of the gaslighter could possibly change, then you're going to continue to put your energy into doing things to hopefully make that person see that their behavior and what they're saying is not right. But they're only going to continue to use their manipulation to take away your energy and your emotional health. So you have to accept they're never going to change, and you have to be aware that they are what they are, and accept that, and do not allow them to use their tactics on you anymore. And number 4, you have to develop healthy detachment. And what that means is that sometimes you have to completely get out of a relationship. But if that's not possible, then all you have to do is sometimes you can write down your truth and facts, so that if the gaslighter tries to convince you that your truth is not real, you have it written down and you know for a fact that it's true. And you also have to be always aware when the gaslighter is using their techniques, and do not let them use it to manipulate you. Okay? Now, out there in the YouTube world, it's not hard to detach, because if you don't want to watch someone, you don't have to. And if there's a mob mentality going on in these live videos, don't subject yourself to it. But the number 1 important thing is, the gaslighter wants to beat you down until you're weak. And it's important that you don't let them take away your truth and who you are and what you know. And you don't allow them to take any of your power away, because if they do, they have succeeded. Whether you have anything to do with them or not, if you just walk away and disappear, they have won the battle that way also. There's nothing wrong with people speaking out their truth and what their beliefs are and what they feel and think and what their opinions are. Nobody behind these screens are God. None of them. And you know what? I do not hate Molly Golightly, but I disagree with her behavior, her actions, and the games that she plays with people's minds. And I have the right to that opinion. And that's all this video was. This was an opinion. And I hope you all have a great day and strength in numbers. And I want everyone to check out M's Coffee Chat. She is a beautiful, articulate, talented, funny woman that you will all enjoy. It's EMS Coffee Chat. Go see her. She's adorable. All right, y'all. It's going to be a crazy weekend out there in the YouTube world. Bye now.